Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to check out another new game breakdown. This one is The Last Caretaker, available right now on Steam, so go check it out while you still can. In The Last Caretaker, you will sail across a vast ocean in this first-person survival shooter. Created by Channel 37, it was released on Steam November 14th of this year. Currently, players can get early access where they demo the first act of the game. In this game, you are the Last Caretaker, a reawakened machine tasked with saving the future of human race by saving human seeds from a desolate Earth. You nurture them and then launch them towards humanity's last settlement in space. This game offers a rich narrative to discover across a world shaped by humanity's choices and consequences. You'll uncover, step by step, the story behind your awakening, the echoes of those who came before you, and the ultimate question of what it truly means to be human. The Last Caretaker is a thoughtful take on the survival crafting genre, featuring a modular crafting system and resource-based combat with unrivaled depth. For more information on this game, you can check it out in the link below, and of course, I'll have more information in the comments, so make sure to like and subscribe for more. As the game begins, your caretaker is coming online, and you find yourself in an abandoned, isolated room. This is going to be more or less a beginner's guide to the game because there's not enough information out there that really breaks down the mechanics and the very beginning stages of understanding how to play The Last Caretaker. As the game begins, you're slowly fed clues that give you a small amount of details and insight into your place in the world and the current state of the environment. Through each set of instructions given to you by the narrator, you slowly start to form a picture of the world around you and piece together this jigsaw puzzle of a game.
Good work, Caretaker. Every restored connection brings us closer to reclaiming our home. Long enough, Caretaker.
After completing a series of tasks and picking up a handful of loot, a picture starts to form of your directive and direction in the game objectives. Here, you can identify each of the items that you've picked up, whether it's scrap, trash, or usable items, and you'll quickly see where the crafting element of this game comes into play. And here, you'll see your info bar and your little robot and what you're looking like, and this gives you the necessary stats of where you are currently in the game. Here's your toolbar, and at the top are your skills, your enhancements, inventory, and the basic menu layout of how the game's going to function and where to find items you're picking up. And here are your enhancements. Each one of them builds to the characteristics of your robot, like strength, vitality, pressure that you can take underwater, so on and so forth. Your build screen with what you can build, and here are your quest. No task, and then vault. We'll take a moment to admire the propaganda.
There she is, your vessel. More than just metal and surface. It's your freedom. This boat is how you'll reclaim the seas, and perhaps even your identity. The dock systems are offline.
Now you've made it to the main gist of the storyline, the narrative where you meet your vessel or your boat for the first time, and this is what you will use to chart the open waters. We'll go back to our inventory, and here you'll notice some vital consumables that are necessary for your character's survival. These little battery cells come in clutch. Now that we've leveled up, we'll go back to our skills menu and notice the unlocked tab of options available. Here you have variations of different connection cords, connector hubs, and most importantly, the dismantle tool. As far as your enhancers go, there are various builds online, tools and templates that you can look up and go by. The main components with the beginner, make sure you have enough for your battery, your power management, and haul mastery, your ability to carry materials. Keeping those at a low level is only going to stunt your ability to do bigger and better things later on. From here, we'll press T for your tool belt, and you can quick select the dismantle tool for one of your action bars. Same with your repair and your headlight. And you will use this to dismantle bigger items and your companions that you see laying around. Trust me, the more scrap you can find, the better off you'll be. In addition to looting and scrapping, you'll come across puzzles, mazes, hidden entrances, just like this air duct here, where you'll often find materials and items that you can break down just like another companion. They often lead to hard to get to places or areas within locations or points of interest that you can't get to otherwise. And upon crafting and a few more puzzles, you'll see that you'll need to repair the main console in order to get power back into the dock, and subsequently your boat.
Thanks to you, carrying life, purpose, and discovery. Something awaits you out there, ready to be reclaimed.
From here, the narrative of the story really begins to pick up, and there are consoles placed strategically throughout each points of interest. As you activate them, you can go through and see a lot of the same user interface screens and display that you would see in the menu screen. But even if you miss the objectives early on, don't worry, you'll have other opportunities to figure out what you're supposed to do. Even the data logs have interesting tidbits of information, little nuggets of data that give you some insight into what was happening and what they were doing at each of these facilities when humans existed. It's a little tedious of a read, but it's pretty interesting and gives a very extensive backstory behind what humanity was facing and ultimately what their demise ended up being. This goes in tandem with this being a crafting survival game after all. It gives insights into the skills and some of the offensive and defensive capabilities that you'll eventually be able to bear. On top of that, it gives a brief overview of what some of the enemies that you'll face along your adventures might look like or might entail, as well as some of the weapons and utilities that you'll be able to craft as you level up through the game and progress. No doubt at this point you've come across save stations in the game. This is where you can recoup health and you save your progress in the game. It's vitally important that you save as often as you can, because you'll be making a lot of progress and before you know it, whoop, you've fallen from a ladder and have to start all over. Upon working your way to the rooftop, you'll notice human loot. You'll want to hang on to that. That becomes necessary for later in the game. And you'll also run into your first encounter with enemies, which are easily dispatched. From here, you'll connect your cords, repair a couple of solar panels, use your skills to build a connector hub, as well as the connector cables. Here under the build or crafting tab, you'll notice the materials that you'll need to build the connector hubs or the cables. For the hubs, for example, we'll need plastic and iron, and it shows us how many and quantity of each. And this is where you would find the crafting recipes for all of the items that you would build in the game. Going back to an earlier topic, like I said, there's chutes and ladders and hidden compartments and hidden passageways all through these areas. So make sure at each point of interest you scope those out. Here specifically, a lot of these doorways on the roof will drop ladders down to the boat docking area and make your traversing back and forth much easier. Now for the salvaging and scrapping part of the game. Here you'll find a compactor or a recycler where you can take items, junk that you no longer need, and dispose of them and turn them into usable materials. Like these bundles of iron and copper and fabric and rubber. Also, don't forget, powering yourself up is vitally important. Anytime you craft, scrap, or build, you use quite a bit of your juice, so make sure to keep an eye on that and moderate and regulate as needed. Being mindful, the core component of this game is scrapping down any and everything that you can find. The more valuable, the more rare the tech, the more valuable the resources that you'll get. And if you're a beginner, as in if this is your first playthrough of The Last Caretaker, I strongly recommend that you do not leave the beginning area until you're at least level 5, just because of the necessary skills that you're going to need as soon as you embark with your boat. For now, just focusing on the task at hand, let's get the boat powered and fueled up so we can get this bad boy on the open sea. Some of your final objectives being that to repair the engine and to install the cylinders, which can be found throughout various locations on the boat or the map, into both the electrical engine as well as the diesel engine. The diesel engine operates off of your fuel, obviously, and your electrical engine operates off of electricity. Both are vital fuel resources that you'll consume as you travel in your boat, so moderation of your resources is key. One cool little feature is the directional valves that these connector cords have to banks and connector hubs. You can control the flow and direction of resources by clicking F to change those. At this point, you should have reached level 3, so we'll revisit the skill tree to see what options we have available. Just know the loom light or the solar panel will be needed for the very next phase mission in the campaign. We'll go ahead and unlock the gas hub and the connector cables, but the main thing you'll need is the Dura box for storage, because storage is a rare commodity just like real estate in a flooded world. Go ahead and make 2 because you're going to need the space. Also, there's a storage compartment on the back of your ship, if you didn't know. And before you leave, I highly suggest going back and revisiting some of these ductworks and hidden areas, because there's a lot of valuable consumable resources that you'll need. And if you're having trouble getting the last bit of the juice you need to get your ship in ship shape, you can repair the turbines on the roof and connect those to your power supply for a little added oomph. As you prepare to embark in your newfound journey, you'll want to prepare by disconnecting all cables to your ship and opening the bay doors as directed. Congratulations, as this officially begins your journey as the Last Caretaker. For my demo friends, unfortunately this is where your story ends, but Steam runs specials on their store all of the time. In fact, I've got a discount code in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Make sure to put that on your wish list for Santa. I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out today's breakdown for the Last Caretaker.
This vessel is more than just machinery. It's your refuge, your home now. Sail forth, Caretaker. Reclaim the waters humanity once commanded. The path is uncertain. Restoring navigational relays will illuminate our way. Beacon 49, eastward, should be your first step.
Make sure to do all the socials, like, subscribe, and leave comments below for ideas for the next one, and I'll catch you on the next breakdown.